Hello and welcome to the March 2020 Sunshine Summit. My name is Heather and I am your host. This week, in association with Geeks Rising, we are bringing to you a week of live streams to recognize and celebrate connections. The connections that we make on our journeys have a huge impact on our journeys. And this event brings people together from around the world to recognize and celebrate existing connections with an opportunity to create new ones. It's a live event. We are live at sunshinesummit.live and also broadcasting with twitch.tv/sunpowerpod. Big welcome to everyone who is in the live chat right now. If you don't make it live, don't worry. The replays are available later. We'd love for you to check them out. Today, for day 3, I'm very excited to welcome my next guest. It is the Eldest bro. He has been an amazing community member and friend for the last almost 3 years now, and I met him through the podcastage community, but welcome to the Sunshine Summit, Eldest.
Hey, Heather, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's amazing to be here with you. Like I said, we've been connected for a long time now, and I met you through the podcastage community. And this stream is brought to you by the Eldest Bro, but also some other amazing podcastage members like Larko and Vixie and Dopeness Monster, who have been incredible at helping with the technical side of things. You helped me on a live call like this build this computer that I am streaming with. So thank you so much for all that you've done to help me along my journey.
Oh yeah, it's no problem. I enjoyed. It was really fun.
It took a long time to build a computer, I think, but amazing that we can do that from you're in where you are and in the States, and I'm here in New Zealand, and we just managed to hop on a call and do that. And I just really appreciate your time and your patience with me, because I have lots of questions and I get stuff wrong. And you're one of those people that helps everyone. You're always really active and like taking care in the podcastage Discord server, helping people out. You are really supportive when you are in Twitch streams and watching other Twitch streamers, and you're just amazing. And thank you for all that you do.
Oh yeah, it's no problem. Like, I enjoy helping people. If I can personally help better people and help them with their experiences, it's all worth it.
That's awesome. You are pretty passionate about kind of tech stuff, and today you're looking pretty good. You've got recently a new lens for your camera. I was just wondering if you wanted to tell us a little bit about your setup today.
Oh, so like Heather said, I did just get a new lens. It's a Sigma lens. It's a 35 millimeter, not 35 millimeter. It's a 30 millimeter, and I'm just running it through my Sony camera and then using a cam link to get it in.
Looks good. Looks good. You've also got the green in the background for the theme of St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone who's watching. Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed your corned beef.
And potatoes.
And potatoes, yes.
Yeah. Just want to say quickly, thank you so much, Brad, from the Cinema Guys, for the sub. That was amazing. There's a lot of community members who are in the chat now from the podcastage group. What have been some of your highlights of being a part of that community over the last 3 years?
Oh, I would have to say just getting to meet people like you, Andrew, and then I know Dope is in the chat. Dope's been really fun to talk with, and like Nerd, he's been really awesome to talk with, and just everyone else who's joined, just how friendly people are. Even the newcomers, they'll see everyone start welcoming each other, and they'll just join in and start welcoming people, and it's just really great to see that.
That's cool. It is a very, very nice place to be on the internet, really. There's the welcome committee that happens when people join, and people get a lot of help in taking care as soon as they arrive, which is incredible. That people like yourself and others are there. You give your time freely, and you are a wealth of information, or you share information for people to go look up as well. So, yeah. Tim said, the joy of an inclusive community is indescribable. Yeah. Andrew said, the gear hype, it looks great. And Dope just threw in a dope heart. Yay. Yeah. So you also have a bit of a community yourself, a Fourth Wall Alliance. And one of the people who's a part of that is one of your most important connections, Flames. And I was wondering if you could share a little bit about your story with Flames.
Okay, so Flames, he's a guy I met at school actually, when 5 years back, and he's one of the very few people who I've actually been able to keep a long going friendship with. Because when I was a kid, I didn't really have the luxury of long-term relationships because I was always moving, and the internet really wasn't where it was that day back then, and no one really had phones then either. So the fact that I was able to keep in touch with him even after he moved to where he's living now, it's just been great being able to, have that such a long friendship and be able to be with someone who is just as passionate about everything I am. We'll sit there and we'll geek out over stuff like the Lord of the Rings for hours in a night.
Cool.
And it's just great to be able to have someone like that to talk with.
Yeah. Is it Flames who's cooked with you? Was that Flames, or is it one of your other friends?
That was Tomato Well.
Tomato?
Tomato Well is another one of those friends who I've been able to really keep a friendship with, but not to the same level, I'd say, as Flames.
Okay. Luke has a is Flames the eldest friend?
Mm-hmm.
Eldest friend? Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool that you have such an incredible connection with him. And yeah, after moving around, that can be quite tricky to feel and find a connection with someone and to feel like you've got that kind of sense of place and belonging, and to you not feel like an outsider anymore. And I moved a lot as well, not as much as you, but I can empathize with that. It is hard to really feel that, and so that's awesome that you have that you're still friends, and that maybe in the future there might be other opportunities for you coming up.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And so you together with some other people have Fourth Wall Alliance?
Yes. So Fourth Wall Alliance is our little community we have going. It was originally created by both me, Flames, and Tomato Whale, and our whole goal is to try and just make like kind of like content like what that's more community based as well. Like if we have a friend who wants to make a video, we'll totally help him and just upload it to our account. So he's not it, since we'll have the more reach, he'll be able to more people will be able to see it.
Cool. That's cool. Helping other people and lifting them up with their stuff. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So part of some of the things that you've done recently, you've done some streams on Twitch too, and you're passionate about photography and lenses and stuff. You've taken photos, but you're also editing them and working on them
Oh yeah.
and stuff. Would you like to share a little bit about how you came about to have a passion for photography? Maybe is what I want to ask.
So my passion for photography came, I would say, later in my high school, but it was always there from the start because my mother, she was always big into photography, and I actually have her old camera.
Cool.
This is actually her camera right here that she took photos with during our childhood and everything.
That's
And
awesome.
that that in the combination with my teachers I had at high school, I took a class called Digicom for 4 years, and those teachers were so great. They're the ones who really helped me develop my taste for photography and like helped me really get into it.
Cool. That's amazing that you have her camera there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you taken it out and used it? Was that what you were using before?
I can't use it.
Oh,
I can, but I don't want to
okay.
right now because there is still some film in there.
Okay.
It's actually a film camera.
Yeah.
So she had, my mom had this big little Pelican case almost full of photos, and the thing must have weighed 80 pounds last time I checked it.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
just a keepsake at the moment, that one?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you've got it up on your shelf. You've got some things that you've collected and you've put up on your shelf. You've done a sort of
Oh, yeah.
an office or studio space revamp, and it's been really cool because as you've done it, you've shared that progress with everyone in the server, and as you find something out, you'll share it so that other people can learn from that as well. You just all that you do is really helpful. You're always thinking of someone else, and I really appreciate that. It goes a long way to helping others, and just I don't know, they can get somewhere with it. So, yeah. Tim asked, have you considered developing the film in the camera?
I have considered getting it developed, but one of the problems is that it wasn't a fully used reel of film,
Hmm.
and my little siblings were using this as a play camera once, and they left the door open, so I'm not sure how well the film is intact right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've just been leaving it closed and hoping one day I might go get it developed, but
Yeah. Do you have like a photography place near or in your city or somewhere that you could go to? Like, they're seeming to be harder to find these days as lots of stuff is digital, but there are still camera places. And I know that there is one in a city that I know of, and the guy is really helpful, which is awesome. But I was just wondering if you had access to something like that.
I haven't looked around here.
Okay.
I have to check.
Yeah. I hope you can find someone who will understand the importance of that for you, because
Hmm.
that's an incredible connection you have to that. And it's, really important, and obviously why you're taking great care of it. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Luke has a connection to cameras too. He had a bit of camera hype in the chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he collects them a little bit. He's got a few of them.
Oh nice.
Yeah,
Cameras are fun,
they are.
especially when you can find someone to geek out over them with. They're fun.
Yeah. Uh, with your photography, what kind of things do you like taking photographs of?
I'd have to say one of my favorite types of photography would be wildlife photography.
Okay, cool.
Um, I haven't really had the time to actually properly go out and take. I would say it'd be the wildlife, then like nature photography, but I haven't really had the time to be able to actually go out have a whole day just dedicated to photography, which is something I'd love to do.
Mm-hmm. You like being outdoors and stuff. Uh,
Mm.
Larko just going backtrack. He said he finds microphones more fun, but that's just him.
Microphones are fun too.
They are. We have our fun with them. You sound good, by the way. You've got the SM7B hype.
Hype.
But you like going outdoors and stuff, and you've shared with me that you've got some great memories camping.
Hmm. Yeah. So when I was really young, every year me, my dad, and my sister, and a whole bunch of his family and friends would all go camping, and it'd be a week long thing. We'd take our tents. Some people would bring up their campers, and it'd just be a whole week long event where we wouldn't even try to go back down to town. We'd all just bring our food, and I can always remember every year someone would bring a cast iron pot, and we'd cook campfire cobbler on the fire. And
Nice.
it was always one of the best things I always remember. So every time I see cobbler, every time I go camping, I always think of that.
Yeah, that is so cool. It's been a long time since I've been camping, but it's amazing to have those stories
Same.
and yeah, to have time for that. And like you said, to have time to go out and do that, spend a day with your camera. Luke said that would like to or needs to get out or doesn't have time to get out or
Hmm.
hasn't with his camera more. I talked about yesterday with Ben and Bandrew that photography is a way that I like to connect with nature. It helps me slow down so I can take notice of it and get up close and
Hmm.
kind of focus it and all of that stuff. Nick misses camping too. But yeah, it's great to reconnect with nature and connect with nature in that way. Sort of along that note, though, camping is kind of like off grid, right? And that's a
Oh
connection
yeah.
that you and I have in a way because we both have solar panels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got solar panels the year we moved into this house, and they've always been up and running. We've kept very good care of them. At least every month we'll go up and clean them and everything.
Nice.
And it's been really cool because it where we live we have so much sunlight
I'm jealous.
that
I'm so jealous.
that there's really no excuse to not have solar panels. They'll pay themselves off so quick out here.
Yeah,
And the fact that you can lower your footprint on the grid by a significant amount, especially when everybody has them, it's great.
that's awesome. So, how long have you roughly been where you are?
13 years.
That's amazing. That's longer than I've been off the grid for. So, you've got more
Well, we're not
experience.
off the grid.
I know.
We still use the grid,
I know.
but
You've had solar panels longer than I have, but it's cool that you have them. And so yours do function differently. They feed back into the grid, and mine, that's all I rely on. It's
Mhm.
it's amazing that you are in a place that has incredible sunshine to make them the most efficient that they can be and get it out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish and I hope that in the future it becomes more accessible and available and just easier for people to go that route, because it's not super easy at the moment, or cheap.
Oh no.
It's a lot better now than it was, to be honest, because
Oh
when I
yeah.
started it was horrifically through the roof. So 13 years ago, that still must have been hugely in a big investment, but amazing investment on the part of your family to put that on way back then, and to have all of
Yeah.
that benefit from it. So that's really cool. I'm going to come move to where you are, and then maybe life off grid would be more awesome.
Yeah, you just
Or just
be
be,
able to use all the ones you have and still be able to power your house.
yay. Yeah. We have sunshine today, which is nice, but
Oh, that's good.
solar hype. Um, yeah, and Nick said it is better now, but it's still massively prohibitive cost wise for people, which is thing. And hydroelectricity hype, Kelnick said, yeah, if you've got access to hydroelectricity, that is definitely something to consider. I don't know if you've thought much about that. Would you want to go off the grid at all?
It'd be interesting to at least try, see
Yeah.
how long I could do it for, because I'd like to think outside my computer I don't consume too much power.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm by myself right now, it would be fun to try and give it a good try.
Yeah. Well, you enjoy camping, so you'd be good at that element of it, and I'm sure you'd be good at finding alternatives to your alternatives, as I like to say. But yeah, powering the stuff that you want to use that is a bit electricity heavy might be a challenge. I was a
Oh
bit
yeah.
concerned about the computer that we built. I was like, this uses a bit more power than my old computer. Is it going to be okay? But amazing, and thank you for that again. Just your help and
Mhm.
your experience, and it was a lot of fun putting that together with you.
Yeah.
Um, Tim lives in a place that doesn't have the best weather, but he said, if only I could make terrible weather into power, I'd be seriously outpacing both of you.
Oh my goodness.
Luke has a lot of hydro and wind. Interesting, from Kelnick. And Nick hopes offshore wind takes off more stateside. I just last month in February 2020, I did an list of podcast episodes for Podcast Brunch Club, which I'm a part of, which we meet up once a month and we listen to a bunch of podcasts and talk about them. But my theme was on nuclear power, and that is something that you have a connection to. And I was wondering if you could share
Yep.
a little bit about your connection to nuclear power, since we're on the topic of power.
Okay. So nuclear power, where to begin? Uh, I'd say a lot of people don't truly understand just how clean nuclear power can be.
Mm-hmm.
Be if you look at the carbon footprint of nuclear power plants versus everything else, it has the smallest footprint on the landscape, is one of the cleanest, most efficient forms of power generation that we have. Um, just purely based off how it works. Um, the fact that if you ever look at a nuclear power plant and you see those big steam clouds coming off of it, that's all it is. It's just steam, just water. There's hardly ever any actual nuclear fuel exposed to the actual outside world. The it is governed and monitored so much that we would know something's going to go wrong well before it goes wrong. If you look at every disaster that ever has become of nuclear, it's more just been outside of our control. So it's those few things that I feel have like really made people hesitant towards really embracing nuclear, because it can power so many people or so little land consumed. Like if you look at a solar or a wind farm, you have to have
Massive.
square miles, like just lots of land dedicated to that. And it's not always guaranteed to work.
Yeah.
With nuclear, you know exactly how much power it's going to come out. And you don't have to worry about all the smoke and everything of coal. Yes, there is still mining, but the fuel you do get out of that is a lot more potent than like coal fuel.
I think it's really interesting to have your perspective on that since you've worked in a nuclear power plant, and that would actually be kind of interesting, and I might talk to you about that later.
Mm.
Because of podcast, but I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. I'm slow, but I thought about it today. But just like what we here in New Zealand considered it, but then it sort of came off the table of our power plans, so we never went there. And we have a lot of hydrothermal or geothermal power because we've on a lot of that here. And yeah, it's just really interesting, different ways that you can make power and different perspectives on it, and then different stuff that comes out in pop culture, like the Chernobyl series and stuff that happened last year, and what becomes, publicized and all of that. But Bandrew had a comment back here that Eldest's secret connection to nuclear power is his heart is a nuclear power reactor.
Oh, thanks, Banju.
Actually, Tony Stark. Eldest Stark. Funny.
Yeah, wave generators are cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of technology out there. A place for like the solar stuff, it would be like possibly, so I don't know, maybe there's more space where you are. Do you have a solar farm where you are?
Actually, Elon Musk, I believe, is trying to build one out here.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, he actually just bought a large chunk of land. He's going to try and build one.
Okay. I know that in Australia, they had blackouts, big blackouts, and I think it was a certain area of the lower half of Australia somewhere, and they built a big solar farm, and they also had big battery storage as well to store that capacity and help use it when the sun's not out. And I think stuff like that is really cool when it technology helps and makes it accessible to a wide range of people. So yeah, South Australia, and he built them a battery. Yeah, Elon. Yeah. Tim said that I'd like to see a push for reflective solar fields in your area specifically. Interesting. Yeah, so you have that. We have a lot of things that are in common or connected, and that's quite cool.
Yeah.
We hang out fairly regularly as well, which is something that I really value about being part of, particularly the podcasters community, is that the regular voice chats and stuff there. They happen sometimes sporadically and sometimes on the regular, and different people pop by, and it's just amazing to be able to hang out on a call with people around the world, like at all different times. And
yeah, just like it's nothing. Just like, oh, hey, look, there's on. Let's go talk with them.
Yeah. Hey, Eldest.
Hey, Heather.
Yeah, they've been a lot of fun, and sometimes we have Jackbox ones too, where Bandrew's very kindly got those games, and we can play together. And I love the element of community and being able to hang out, and I like hanging out with you often. Yeah, especially because, like, I don't know, you're busy, you've got a job, and you do things, and like I work and time zones and all that. But sometimes timing works out, and we're able to make that time and get together. So
Yeah,
Discord, hype, love, all things to Discord. That's pretty much what most of the Sunshine Summits are. But yeah, amazing place to make communities and hang out with people. Yes, now this is a very good question, and I was actually going to get to this, but Benja was asked, what's your connection with D&D? And the reason why I was going to bring it up is because one day we were in a voice chat, and you were like our DM, and you are incredible at keeping a story, like creating a story and keeping it going, and you just had control over everything and made it like I was a noob, like I hadn't really had any experience with D&D at that point. And tell us your story with D&D.
Okay,
Please.
so I was a D&D noob up until about 5 years ago when I moved out here and was going to school out here. My local school, some of my friends had started up this thing called the Gamers Club. And the Gamers Club was all kinds of games. We had card games some people bring in like game consoles, and we do like split screen gaming up on the projectors and everything. We'd even run tournaments.
Cool.
I think one day we someone brought in their Wii U, and we had 4 people bring in DSs, and we were all able to play 8-player Super Smash Bros. And that was really fun. But one thing that became of that is the role playing club. And what they would do is they'd play all kinds of role playing games, including D&D. But since that wasn't really big at that school, they kind of merged in with us, and that gave them a big boost. And that's where I got introduced into D&D. And I got to meet some amazing DMs there. Some of
Cool.
the stories I played there were, I still have memories of playing those stories. And it got to the point where we would have sessions outside of that club. Like we'd all pick someone's house to go to. People would bring snacks, and we'd play the whole day. And
Wow.
like I have my own dice, right, just like Betty. I have my own dice right here,
Nice.
and um, it was fun. Always there was always someone to play with.
Cool.
We if the normal people weren't there, there was always someone willing to throw up a one shot and just okay, here's the session, go. And it was always really fun.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love that. So did you just create your own games then, or did you follow like the campaigns that, like the official campaigns of D&D or anything?
It kind of depended on the day. There
Okay.
would be some people who would pull out the rule books, and they'd have the stories, and we'd go with those. Or someone could say, "Hey, I've been working on this story. Do you guys mind if I test it with you guys real quick?" And we just jump right in and go. And it'd be
Cool.
really fun.
That's awesome. Battery said all day D&D sessions are the best. A table full of snacks, a stack of character sheets, and a bunch of folks ready to slay the world. Hype.
Yep. I remember one day specifically. Um, our game started at 10 a.m. and I think we finished up around 8:30 p.m.
Wow.
And this was hosted at my house, this game, and we played in our downstairs living room, which is a good 15-foot long table, and it was covered from one end to the other with different D&D paraphernalia, snacks. We had our little character sheets, dice, just everywhere.
That's awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah. Tim said, I've only been playing D&D for 6 months-ish. It's often the most fun I have in a given week. It's great. That's cool.
It is great.
Yeah. You seem to have a handle on all the elements of it too. Like I said, you were able to like DM a game that we had, and it was just amazing. Like, yeah, hold it all
Yeah.
together and tie it in and add new elements to it. And I was completely lost, to be honest. I didn't have any idea what was going on. But I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. And I love the role playing and the storytelling and just the creativity and all of that.
hmm
Apparently,
And another great thing, all the games that have spawned off it, like Shadowrun,
Mhm.
it's like Blade Runner and D&D had a like got together and had a child, and it's great.
Cool. So you play that one? Shadow one?
I've played it a few times. It is very difficult to once you get the grasp on it, it's fun, but it's very difficult to actually get into.
Okay. Cool. You've got some people who are on their way over to come have a D&D session.
Oh, good. I already got snacks.
Yes.
Where is it?
Popcorn for the
That's
win.
nice.
What flavour popcorn have you got, Eldest?
This is just basic salted popcorn with a little bit of oil
Nice.
that I made.
I also have salted popcorn somewhere in my thing. It's a New Zealand brand and it's called Sweet As. So,
That's cool.
um, what are your favourite snacks, Eldest?
I'd have to say one of my favorite snacks are not healthy for you,
Okay.
but the Sour Patch Kids watermelons. Those are really good.
Nice. I haven't
So
tried
those are
those.
one of my favorites.
Cool. I like the sour ones.
I like them. I recommend them.
Cool. Yeah. Pizza is a common theme. Popcorn pops up. Excuse the pun. That was terrible.
Those.
Snack talk with Eldest and Heather. Brad Huggus from the Cinnamon Guy says, watermelon Sour Patch Kids. So, yeah. And Nick Sedler LMAO. It's the most New Zealand popcorn ever. Yeah. It was really cool. I think it was not last year, maybe the year before. I sent a parcel of snacks and they made it all the way to you.
Oh yeah.
And you did a Twitch stream and I got to hang out and see you open it. And that was amazing. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite candies out of that box, even though I'm not a huge fan of banana flavored stuff, was that banana marshmallow with the chocolate on the outside. That one was really good.
Perky Nana.
The perky nana.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. That was a whole lot of fun to put that together, and watch you open it is even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the craziest snack that you've had from Luke?
I'd have to say that feijoa stuff you sent me.
Oh yeah,
That one was pretty crazy.
that was different.
Yeah.
You don't get feijoas there, do you? The fruit.
No, we don't.
It's a very
No.
different acquired kind of taste. It's like a very gritty, grainy kind of texture, but sweet and kind of almost sweet and slightly sour at the same time. It's different. On the note of sweet things and stuff, and we kind of mentioned this before, but what smell brings back great memories?
Well, going back to the camping one, the campfire smell. Just anytime I smell a campfire, just instantly brings me back. Just all those memories I have of being around a campfire, and now they had a campfire at my sister's wedding, which is really cool because now that smell is tied to that memory as well.
Cool.
My oldest sibling, my only full sibling I have, getting married to the man she loves, which is really cool.
That's amazing. It looked beautiful too. You shared some pictures of that, and it looked like a really, really happy day. And that's cool that you've got your favorite smell tied to that experience. My one is apple pie, and it takes me back to my childhood. We had apple pie. It was kind of like a treat. We didn't have pudding all that often. Or pudding or dessert. I don't know what you call it. Dessert? Pie?
Dessert.
And it was also my nickname when I was a kid, apple pie, because I had honey blonde hair, like the crust of an apple pie. And I'm still sickly sweet. Yeah. Moving right along from that. Just in the stream with Betty, I asked her what kind of TV show you'd like your life to be like. And I was wondering what kind of TV show you'd compare or want your life to be like.
I think this show I used to watch all the time. I've rewatched it several times actually, and it's actually Futurama.
Yeah.
That show is so cool to me whenever I first saw it, and just the fact that it was just what people wanted the future to look like. Just robots just generally walking and working, having their own personalities. Oh, you want to go to Mars for the day? You just go to Mars in your rocket ship. It's that easy.
Yeah.
And that would be a really cool future to live in if you asked me.
That's awesome.
And with how zany some of the stuff was, like the owls being an infestation, which is something you don't normally think of. Like, it's really cool.
Neat.
Just stuff, little quirky stuff like that.
That's cool. And Layla. Oh, Leela. Luke said.
Oh yeah, Leela.
Eldest, not Eldest, Luke. I'm kidding. I read Eldest. Sorry. Would you try Vegemite? I don't think I sent you Vegemite.
I would,
because I didn't have any samples of it, but I now have samples, so I could send you some.
Oh boy, no, I would try Vegemite. I mean, a lot of people say it's an acquired taste, so it must have something good to it. So,
Yeah.
I would definitely give it a try. I've never had it before, but it'd be an interesting try it.
Here's a tip from me to you. Less is more. Always less.
So I've heard.
Yes.
Well, I've seen people just slather, like putting a nice thick coating of it on. I've always heard just like a nice, just little, you just want to color the bread. That's all you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Brad said all the snack talk isn't good for my diet. Haha. Uh-oh. That's really cool that Futurama is something that you think would be an amazing place or a future to be a part of. I talked about Firefly with Betty, but I had also thought of like friends because I really like having a group of friends to hang out with. But I kind of have that in terms of the Discord community in a way, just it's virtually rather than in person at a cafe. But then I can go to Christy Kate's cafe and hang out in her thing and listen to music. And she sounds a lot nicer than Phoebe singing the cat song. But I also then thought that Firefly was like, it's a lot quite dirty. Like they were. Did you watch Firefly?
I've never watched Firefly.
Okay. So it's kind of
I
like.
know I'm going to anger a lot of people, but I've never seen it.
That's all right. That's okay. Firefly was kind of like a little more gritty and dirty and stuff, and Friends is kind of everyday life. Like a lot of people have seen Friends, and then I really like the old school stuff like Downton Abbey, and that's very,
Okay.
you know, proper and all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, just different elements of it. What was the last song that you listened to, Eldest?
Oh, let me look at the name of it real quick, because the last song I listened to was Abayus Junction, I think is how you pronounce it. It's by Kokoroko. It's more like just an ambient jazz song, but I've found myself listening to a lot more of that kind of music lately because it's just something you can put in. There's no real lyrics to distract you, so you can just lose yourself in the music.
Nice. That's cool. I like getting lost in music too. I'm just going to do a slight segue because Luke in the chat said, refer back to my tutorial from the Sunshine Summit that I was part of, where I did a Vegemite spreading demonstration. So I will mention that from our resident friend of the podcast and Sunshine Summits and just general friend from Australia, Luke, from Luke Who's Live and Luke Who's Talking. Mark said ambient jazz was my nickname in high school. I love how Mark does that too in the chat. He's like, he brings up stuff and he'll bring up lyric lines and things like that. And you always post kind of things that you're listening to sometimes when you share them. And you've got a great collection of kind of like old school stuff too and your favorites in that. But how do you discover new music?
So my music go-to app of choice is YouTube Music, and they have a setting on there called My Mixtape. And you can go into the settings and actually tell it to be either only what you like, stuff it closer to that music, so like it might stay in the same genre. But then you can go to the like the exploratory mode, and that will actually add. It'll say, okay, this guy kind of likes this, like he's listening to this kind of music a lot. So let's throw this song in there and see how he reacts to it. And if he likes it, we'll start playing a little more of that, a little more of that, and then maybe they'll throw in a new song here and there. And it's just great because one second I'll go from listening to like 80s, 90s rock to like smooth jazz, then to like punk rock from the early 2000s, like skater rock. And it just adds a really nice variety to it and keeps things spiced up.
That's cool. I like YouTube Music too. I have the app and I like it because it just sort of keeps what you've listened to across, whether you're on YouTube or wherever else, and playlists that you have. So that's really cool. I didn't actually know about the mixtape thing, so I have to check that out. What are 3 of your other favorite apps that you have that are really helpful or you use the most?
So I had to say 3 apps I use the most are my camera app on my phone. I'd say Discord, and then YouTube Music.
Yeah,
those are like as long as I have those 3 apps on my phone or any phone, I'd be happy.
They're the exact same for me. Yeah. What kind of phone do you have, Eldest?
I have a Pixel 3.
Neat. It takes some really great photos.
That is the main reason why I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. They're really amazing to look at, and I've got a Samsung S9 and it's all right. It's not bad, but I use the camera app a lot. That's how I do or have done in the past. The majority of my photography is just off my phone because it's portable, handy. I've got it everywhere, and yeah. So I love what you do and what you capture with yours, and yeah, Discord. That's I use it all the time, and yeah, YouTube Music on the go. Do you like Bluetooth it or something to listen to it?
No, I use my earbuds.
Okay,
I have some Shure SE215s that I use.
nice. Do you, on the flip side, have an app that's kind of the most frustrating app that you've had?
Discord.
Okay.
um, Discord is great when it's working
Mm-hmm.
and the servers aren't down, but the fact that they just go down so often is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So you be sitting there chatting with someone, there's out of nowhere, Discord decides, no, I'm done. Okay. And you don't know when it's coming back up.
Yeah. It's. I think they've had trouble recently because a lot of people have come back, like, or are on coming onto Discord, and I mean the things
Mhm.
that they offer are huge. Their live feature is really amazing to go live with people, and you've done that. You are an amazing person who'll like put something on so we can all watch while we're in voice chat, and it's another element that they've done to bring people together, and I love. It's one of the things I love about it. I didn't realize it was your most frustrating app.
Yeah.
To be honest, Twitch is probably my most frustrating app. I love
Oh,
it,
really?
yeah, but it's very hard to chat on Twitch, and then if you happen to go out of it and minimize it, it clears the chat for you, and that frustrates me
Hmm.
so bad. I can't see if someone's replied to me. I have to keep it in there and can't do anything else. It's annoying.
Hmm.
So they could fix it. Just saying.
Yeah.
That would help people who are probably watching the summit. um, because you're an amazing part of the community, I wanted to know, like, what are some of your favorite or things that you appreciate in other community members, like qualities of other community members that you appreciate?
Okay, so I'd have to say, if we're talking about things I look for in great community members, I'd have to say they're also helpful. Like they're not there just making ruckus, you know. They 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 do their best to try and be themselves without going too far and kind of building their own corner. You know what I mean? Like if they're in that community with those kinds of people, and like yeah, there is great times where we've, especially in the podcast Discord, where there are other things, and but like let's say we're here talking about music, and then someone tries to just completely change the topic about what they want to talk about. I have a feeling that kind of breaks down the community a little bit. Uh, just the fact people who want to learn are great, people who teach are great, and it's just once all that stuff comes together, it's a really great community. And people being friendly is always awesome.
Yeah,
Like kind of like what we have over in the podcast Discord. There's a very good blend going there right now.
yeah, it is. And uh, I think Mark said it quite well. I mean, realistically, Eldest is the most helpful. But apparently,
Thanks,
Banjo's
Mark.
here to just attempt to cause a ruckus. That's what Banjo's here for. uh, and Nick
Well, he's
said,
caused enough of a ruckus to get people to talk about him.
yeah, he did really well, didn't he? um, Nick reckons I need two phones, one for chat, one for video. Funny.
Twice the bills, though.
Yeah, there's that. There is that. Um, on the flip side of that, so would you say that some of the sort of frustrating things are sort of the opposites of those things that you mentioned, like people who are anti
Yeah.
those things in a community? And we are
Yeah.
very lucky that for the most part that doesn't really happen in our one. And I don't think you don't get too much of that in your community, do you? The Fourth Wall Alliance and anything?
No.
Yeah. So that's cool. The world needs less of that. I mean, we've got so much good stuff to do and create and
Hmm.
enjoy together that, yeah, be helpful, respect others, and be willing and open to learn and share what you're doing because, like, we're interested
Hmm.
in all of those good things. Um, Slightly different kind of track. Philosophical type questions.
Oh boy.
Just so fun. If your mind, if we looked into the mind of Eldest, what would it look like?
Like a busy, gridlocked city with one road that's flowing smoothly.
Yeah.
Just that one random road, just cruising right along. Flow of traffic's great and everything, and then everything else is just kind of like, oh, just back there, just kind of slowly churning its way.
Okay.
Really noisy, and then you got that one little quiet spot out there that no one really talks about.
Nice. I like that there's a
Yeah.
main highway that's, going.
Yeah, that's just where all the random thoughts fly through. Just
But you have amazing suggestions and thoughts and all of that, and you manage to multitask. You do a really good job at that, whether that be in voice chat or anything else. You do a good job. If my mind were an island, it would be a jungle, complete chaotic mess, all over the show, overgrown, just too much stuff going on.
just no one place to begin. Just
No, but somehow I managed to find my way through that. So that's something. Where are we up to? Do you like ice cream, Eldest?
I do like ice cream.
Yeah. What do you have a favorite flavor?
I'm a very basic person who likes vanilla.
Vanilla.
I like me a good vanilla ice cream.
Yeah. Is there a flavor that you kind of wish existed that doesn't yet, or you haven't tried?
No,
No.
I, when it comes to stuff like ice cream, I kind of know I'll be in a mood for something and I'll know what I want when I go in. So it's more of like, okay, yeah, no, I want coffee flavored ice cream. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
get coffee flavored ice cream.
Yum.
D-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't have ice cream very much. That's why I thought I'd ask for your
Oh.
opinion. um, Luke has suggested a very possibly terrible idea: Vegemite ice cream. Oh, I don't know. Yeast flavored ice cream. You gross. Um, yeah. Are there any other like highlights or anything that you would like to share on the theme of connections or anything? I do want to thank you for being here and for being an amazing connection that I've had over the past 3 years. It's been amazing. We've done a lot of stuff. I've enjoyed your company over the last 3 years. You've helped me a lot with my OBS panic questions, emergencies, and building computers and just little things along the way, and layouts for the streams. And you made me this really amazing graphic one time of the sunshine and power cuts with the hills in the background, and it's beautiful, and I've got that, and I enjoy it still. So just thank you for being you is really what this is about. Like, I appreciate you so much, and you're always a light in the community. I love popping by voice chat to talk to you. It's an incredible opportunity to just hang out. It's fun. You're a fun guy, and yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, if I had to say there is one thing that I had to say on communities is don't forget that you have them.
Okay.
I've known people who we used to talk to every day,
Yeah.
and then they slowly start dissing themselves, and they go about their way for a little bit, and then they'd rediscover that community that they have and just jump right back in and remember all the good times they had. So don't forget that you have communities. They're there to help you feel better.
Yeah, that is important. It's on the other side of that. I get it. Sometimes it is a little bit hard, and you pull away from the things that are the good things. But yeah, if they're there, and hopefully something will draw you back to it because they are good places to be, and like the good ones are good places to be in. And I hope that people find good places to be in. We know some. If anyone needs any suggestions, and if you are passionate about taking care and microphones and geeky stuff, we know that one. The Fourth Wall Alliance, stuff like, check out that one. And you share. It's awesome what you said at the beginning about sharing other people's things as well. Like we said, you help lots of people, and you're an amazing community member. It's cool to see when people come back into the chat too after they've been away. And it's a little bit of a telltale too in Discord, like it has them, they're a colour already.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, hey, welcome back.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then a couple people in the podcast who just would have done that.
Yeah. But it's there. It's there, and it's there for when they're ready to come back, which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And coming up, this year we're going to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of the Podcasters Discord server, so that's awesome. We did an amazing thing last year where you and I organised a celebration thing for the subscribers on YouTube for Podcastage, which was incredible. Thank you for getting on board with that crazy idea, and that blew my mind how that worked out. And we made the pizza YouTube plaque, which was cool. And we're gonna celebrate our 2nd anniversary of being YouTube members on podcast as well, which I'm excited for because then our little thingy changes on YouTube and we can comment. That's a little I'm in it for, and I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Just there for the little badge.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But thank you for being so generous and helpful and exciting and fun and all of that. Thank you for being part of the Sunshine Summit today. For anyone...
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Before we go, though, I just want to ask a chat. What are your... We had some things. Like I said, going a long way for a badge. You betcha. Does anyone in the comments have any highlights of their time with Eldest and stuff? Just share them. Or any questions for him before we go. That would be awesome to share. This is where you can find Eldest on Twitch and hang out with him when he does stream. Twitch.tv/TheEldestBro. And some of the things you've done there, you've done some gameplay?
Yeah, I've done some gameplay.
Yeah, but you've also done your photo editing, which we sort of briefly touched on.
Yep. I've done my photo editing. I've done some gameplay. I've actually hosted a D&D session on there. We're trying to... The group that I was doing that with is very hit or miss on when we can schedule. So I'd love to run another session. It's just getting us all back into the same room again is an issue.
Yeah. Timing's hard, right? Yeah.
Yep.
But you might do some other photo editing stuff in the future.
Oh, definitely in the future.
Work on projects.
It's something that I think I'll always go back to.
Cool. Brad Hargis has a celebration of you, the cinema guys. Eldest is always awesome on any stream chats I've been on. Now I can put a face to the name. Because you pop up all the time.
I'm glad you can.
You pop up in the podcasters lounge with Chris Curran, and it's the Eldest bro is here. Everyone gets really excited because you participate in the chat, and you're always awesome. Larko said Eldest is one of my favorite members when it comes to podcastage and outer community in general. Oh, you got Larko love.
Oh, thanks, Larko.
And thanks for the shout out. So yeah, twitch.tv/TheEldestBro if you want to find him on Twitch streaming when he does that. Give him a follow. Also, come hang out in the podcastage so if you want to find him, or the Fourth Wall Alliance Discord. Is that open?
Yeah, that's open.
Okay, cool.
Anyone can join it.
Cool. And you're on YouTube, so the videos that you have done in the past or whatever are on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So you have that out.
I've posted a few private things on my channel, but then I do have a channel that I help run with some friends called the Fourth Wall Alliance. You can find that just by Google or searching in YouTube. So.
Cool. Yeah. Go ahead, check it out.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
That's awesome.
Everywhere except Twitch, Instagram, all the big social platforms.
Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on Twitch.
I should make... Oh, yeah, I'm on Twitch. I meant Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a whole other ball game. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you actually, on that note though, just before we go, do you put your photos anywhere that you take? Do you have an album of them?
No, I do have some stored locally. I have been meaning to create an actual portfolio. I've been thinking about making a website and start hosting my portfolio there. But as of right now, it's mostly just I'll occasionally upload a photo to Discord.
Okay.
That's pretty much it right now.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing your photos in Discord. Thank you for being a part of the servers and being an awesome member and my friend. And for being on the summit.
Thank you for being available to be made a friend of.
Yay! Cool. Thank you to everyone who was in the live chat today. You guys are awesome. We really appreciated you being here. Thank you to Brad for the sub earlier. Mark says, thank you both. You're welcome. Thanks, Eldest. If you want to wave to everybody.
Bye, guys.
We'll just do a quick special thanks screen that I've done. Thank you to our stars for today who have supported the stream. Everyone who's watched, whether you're in the chat or not. Anyone who catches the replay. Our moderators, Dopeness Monster, Nick from Epic Film Guys, Larko, Lucas Live, Mr. Angry Ducky, wow, Bandrew from Podcastage, the Eldest Bro and Tim Gabur, and subs, the Cinema Guys, Brad Haggis, amazing, great to see you. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you, and until next time, be empowered by nature.